All right, Doc, what's going on, huh? Where are we? When are we?
We're descending toward Hill Valley, California at 4:29 p.m. on Wednesday, October 21st, 2015.
2015? You mean we're in the future?
The future is now. Today is Wednesday, October 21st, 2015, the day after Burt's birthday. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
But, you know, that's the big question. A lot of stuff they were predicting that would be happening today. Are they happening? Hoverboards.
Right. Hoverboards, I think, is what most people remember that they wish was here today.
Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing is that there is money going into developing these. Now, Lexus recently demonstrated a hoverboard, which actually worked.
It worked.
Right? I mean, there was the Tony Hawk demonstration over a year ago, kind of.
Yeah.
Now, Lexus is making one, and it does work, but it does require a conductive surface wherever you go. So unless they decide to coat our streets with copper, you're not going to be able to ride the Lexus hoverboard. But
so unlikely.
It is a very exciting technology. But the other one is out there is called the Omni hoverboard. Now, the good thing about this is that it can work anywhere, including over water, but the problem is that it does it with a giant blast of air. So it's going to be a little more difficult to navigate something like this down the street and certainly over a dirt field, for example. But again, it's kind of neat that people are trying to visualize,
trying
make
to do
this
it,
happen.
yeah. Now, there was goggles. Was it kind of a virtual reality thing they were doing, or was it more like a Google Glass thing that was
Well,
going
it looked like a combination of virtual reality, and it also had maybe a phone feature in it because they were getting calls. And so I think, you know, they were playing on the idea that it could be a VR augmented reality device. And we're looking at things like Oculus Touch, we have Microsoft HoloLens, and those things are actually have a lot of traction. They're really gaining some interest. So there's a lot of people developing for that. So we'll probably see a lot more happening with, you know, with sort of the headset.
And I think that same scene, they had the food rehydrator in there where they turned a little piece of pizza to the big piece. Yeah, I have a food dehydrator in my kitchen, but that's a whole nother
Well, you know,
probably.
yeah, the idea of doing some kind of hydrator. I mean, I don't know how you're going to add the water to it. I mean, maybe you can shoot it with like a hose of water, but
Right.
The actual technology to do a hydrator is probably not there.
Not going to happen. Yeah. Okay. What about the cars, the flying cars?
Well, now, first of all, humans aren't doing very good dealing in 2 dimensions, so I think we're a long way from working in 3 dimensions.
Yeah, just this morning would be a good example
I
of
think that would be true.
Yeah.
But I would say that the ability to get to driverless cars, where you just get in the car and it takes you where you want to go, we are much closer to that than I think we thought we would be just 5 years ago. So you have Tesla recently saying that even the cars that they have on the road, they can upgrade the software so it can do more driverless features, and you can take your hand off the wheel. Of course, it'll signal you when it's time to get back into business, but it's a start.
But just because we can doesn't necessarily mean that we should. I mean, do you think that this is a very viable technology to have the driverless cars?
I think driverless cars are the most important technological advancement that we can make. Google
Really?
is testing one and in the Google car, there's not even a steering wheel. So at that point, you're completely surrendered to the control of a machine. But I think that the fact of the matter is we've done a horrible job in terms of the number of deaths versus anything else that we have in our lives.
Right.
And also if we can decentralize ownership of cars, so cars just sort of swing by and pick us up as we go around, we all don't need to own cars. So there's a number of huge benefits to giving up the steering wheel.
Now, there are a couple of things in that movie that just don't make any sense, like the fax machines in every room.
Well, so there was a scene where he was actually looking like he was talking on a Skype call.
Right.
And of course, you know, we're all pretty familiar with, you know, doing sort of the voice of the face-to-face. But then he got fired, right? And then his message that he got was on the fax machine, and he had multiple fax machines in the same room. So I think they probably assumed that faxes were going to be ubiquitous all over the place, and you would have multiple fax machines all over your house.
Yeah, where the paper would roll up and then fall off the back and then change colors.
Nowadays, we don't even see fax
Anything
machines.
else we have? Anything else we haven't covered on that?
Well, I think that the self-lacing shoes, I think Nike, if they haven't already, is teasing that they're going to announce that. Shoes that lace themselves up.
Okay, fine.
It's called Velcro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, you guys are on the radio tonight, 5 o'clock. What's the topic this evening on
Well,
HBO?
we're still doing pledge drive, so we'll be doing one more day of pledge drive, so we'll be going on the air and begging for money.
And certainly it's a great thing to support because of the wonderful programming like Bytemarks Cafe with Ryan and Burt on Hawaii Public Radio. That's 89.3 tonight at 5 o'clock. You guys, thanks very much.
Okay.
Thanks for being with us. Happy birthday to you, Burt.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll take a break. More Sunrise coming up for you Thursday.
Got a hoverboard on?
In just a couple of minutes.